I've brought my very special old children's Haggadah with me to show you. So this was my uncle's, then my mum's, then mine, and hopefully one day it'll be my children's. So
oh, isn't that beautiful? And this is ready for your children?
Yeah, I've got to look after it because as you can see it's not faring too well. We've met up today to talk about the Festival of Passover, which is partially about young people asking the questions. You know, the message of Passover is about marginalised groups overcoming oppression, is the message behind many Jewish festivals. But this Passover, what are your thoughts on that theme?
Passover comes from the origins of Jewish people being strangers in the land of Egypt, and the way in which the whole Jewish tradition is about being open to others and supportive of others. The Jewish community does a lot to help people who themselves are overcoming oppression. I'm thinking of the synagogues that help people who are failed asylum seekers, who have got to survive somehow while they go through a very complicated and lengthy appeal process. They need food, they need clothing, they need support, they need legal advice. A number of synagogues do that. What I think is also important is to understand the origins of Passover and use it as an opportunity to educate our children and educate the wider community.
The quote that you referenced, it appears tens of times in the Torah and the Old Testament, and it quite explicitly says, you know, never oppress the stranger, because remember, we too were strangers in the land of Egypt. And of course, a big issue that's worrying many oppressed groups at the moment is the rise of the far right, that we've seen violent manifestations of that both in Pittsburgh and in Christchurch recently. What are your thoughts on that? This
racist, this anti-Semite killed people in cold blood. He claimed he killed them because they'd been helping migrants and refugees, and indeed they were helping migrants and refugees. They were carrying out the greatest Jewish tradition of helping people in need. The solidarity shown around the world immediately by people of all faiths was very, very significant and very important. Likewise, when the horrors of Christchurch happened only a few weeks ago, people all around the world came together to try and show solidarity with those people, and I thought the response of the New Zealand government and Jacinda Ardern was fantastic. Solidarity and friendship is far more powerful than hate.
Many Jews and non-Jews in our party are still concerned about the anti-Semitism that's around and associated with our party. What have you been doing and how have you been feeling about that?
It's got to stop, and you know what? It will stop. And that's why we've got these strong processes within the party to deal with it. It is a very small minority, but there are incidents where people have put things, particularly on social media, particularly on tweets, particularly on Facebook. I read the stuff as well. Often people hiding behind anonymity, but some of them are open about it, and some of them make the most appalling remarks at meetings. They've got to be challenged straight away. If they make any kind of racist remark, if they make an anti-Semitic remark and start going off into some nonsense about conspiracies and all the rest of it, they've got to be stopped and challenged immediately.
This culture that you just described, especially online, of the stereotypes that we see, I mean, that's something that I've personally experienced for the decade that I've been active on the left, and it's really meant a lot to me to sit here with the leader of the Labour Party and know that you're seeing the same things that I'm seeing and have that validation.
If you're on your own, and you're getting this kind of abuse, and you're getting it online from unknown sources, it plays on your mind. It becomes something that suppresses you as an individual, and it's utterly disgusting. The issues of online abuse are very serious. Anti-Semitism online is horrible, and it's got to stop.
The Festival of Passover is very much about asking questions. You've said this morning, all members of our party ask more questions about other groups, learn about the histories of other groups so that we can fight prejudice.
In all of our pasts, there are people from different countries, from different faiths, from different societies, from different traditions. That's what makes us interesting, it's what makes us unique, it's what makes us human beings.